Hello everyone. Welcome back to the deep dive. I am just so excited you are here with us today.
And I am so glad to be here too. You are bringing a lot of, a lot of energy to the studio today. How are things?
Things are great. Thank you so much for asking. I am fully caffeinated and ready to go, but I have to be honest with you and with everyone listening right now. I am in a little bit of physical pain today.
Oh no, that does not sound good. What happened? Did you have some sort of accident?
No, no, nothing like that at all. It is actually a good kind of pain, or at least I hope it is. I just got back from my very first guitar lesson.
A guitar lesson.
Ah,
That is fantastic. I didn't even know you played an instrument.
well, played is definitely a strong word. I'm trying to play, but right now my fingertips are absolutely killing me. They are so sore.
Yes, the classic beginner struggle.
Exactly. But you know what the most frustrating part was? It really wasn't the pain, it was my brain. I was looking at the sheet music and I knew exactly what to do. I knew I needed to play a G chord. My brain said, "Okay, fingers, move to the third string."
Right. And did they actually move?
No. They just sat there. It was like my hand belonged to someone else. It was so slow and clumsy. I would tell my finger to move, and it would take 2 full seconds to actually get there. It felt like there was this huge disconnect between my head and my hand.
That is such a perfect description. And you know what? That feeling, that disconnect you felt, is exactly what we are going to deeply analyze today.
Really? My sore fingers are related to learning English.
They are directly related. Think about it.
Yeah.
Speaking a language is almost exactly like playing the guitar. It is a physical sport.
I never actually thought about it like that. I usually think of language as something in my head, like math or history.
That is where most people get it wrong. We treat language like a list of facts to memorize.
Huh.
But speaking is a motor skill. It is all about muscles.
So just like my fingers couldn't find the guitar strings, a learner's mouth struggles to find the right sounds.
Exactly. You might know the grammar perfectly. You might know every single word in the dictionary. But if your mouth muscles, your tongue, your lips, your jaw,
Yeah.
if they aren't trained to move, you will feel clumsy. You will feel that same disconnect you felt with the guitar.
That makes so much sense. I have definitely had moments where I know the sentence perfectly in my head, but when I open my mouth, it just doesn't come out right. It gets completely jammed up.
Right. And that is our mission for today's deep dive. We are going to stop treating English like a textbook subject,
Uh-huh.
and we're going to start treating it like a sport. We are going to help you train your mouth.
I love that idea. We're going to the gym, the mouth gym.
Yes. We're going to bridge that gap between the brain and the tongue so you can speak smoothly and quickly.
Speaking of quickly, let's talk about that word fast.
Yeah.
When I ask people what a fluent speaker sounds like, they almost always say they speak fast, like a race car driver.
That is actually a very dangerous idea.
It is.
Yes. Because if you think fluency equals speed, you will just try to rush. Imagine a race car driver going 200 miles per hour. That is fast, right?
Very fast.
But imagine that driver has absolutely no control. He is crashing into the walls. He is spinning off the track. Is that good driving?
Definitely not. That is a complete
Yeah.
disaster.
Exactly. A lot of learners try to be that race car. They speak super fast, but they stumble, they make mistakes, and they crash. We don't want you to be a race car driver.
So if we aren't a race car, what are we? What should we aim for?
I want you to imagine a bicycle.
A bicycle. Okay, I am picturing it.
Imagine you have a bicycle that has been sitting in the rain for 5 years. The chain is entirely orange and rusty.
Oh, that is going to be incredibly hard to ride.
Exactly. If you get on that bike and try to pedal, what happens?
It catches, it squeaks. You have to push really hard with your legs just to move the pedals one single time. It is exhausting.
That is what it feels like to speak English without training your muscles. It feels like friction. Every word is a struggle. You are pushing hard, but the words just don't want to come out.
That is a terrible feeling. I think we have all felt that rusty chain feeling at some point.
So today isn't about teaching you to pedal harder. It is about oiling the chain.
Oiling the chain. I really like that.
When the chain is oiled, you don't have to force it. The pedals just spin. You glide. And because there is no friction, you naturally go faster without even trying.
So we are moving from trying hard to gliding. That sounds much better.
It is much better.
Now, before we open up our toolbox and start oiling that chain, we have just a little bit of housekeeping.
Yes, just a quick pause here. If you are enjoying this deep dive, and if you want to help us oil the chains of English learners around the world, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel.
And share it with a friend. If you know someone who's struggling with their English, someone who feels like they are riding that rusty bicycle, send this to them. It helps us so much and allows us to create more content.
Absolutely. Okay, let's get back to reality. We had these great analogies, the guitar, the bicycle. But I want to hear about a real moment where you felt this struggle. Because you travel a lot. You must have had a rusty chain moment.
Oh man, I have had so many. But there is one that really stands out to me. It was a few years ago. I was trying to learn French.
French is a beautiful language.
It is, and I was studying really hard too. I used the apps, I read the grammar books, I felt like I really knew what I was doing, so I took a trip to Paris.
The ultimate test of your skills.
I walked into a bakery, a boulangerie. It smelled amazing. Fresh bread, butter. I was in heaven. And I just wanted to buy a croissant. Just one simple croissant.
That should be easy for a prepared student like you.
That is exactly what I thought. I stood in line and I practiced in my head. Un croissant. Un croissant. I checked the grammar. I checked the pronunciation. I was completely ready.
So what happened when you actually got to the counter?
The baker looked at me. She was waiting. And I opened my mouth and absolutely nothing happened.
Oh, no.
I froze. It felt like my tongue turned into a giant piece of wood. It felt huge and heavy in my mouth. I tried to make the French R sound, but my throat just completely closed up.
That physical sensation of the tongue being too big, that is the freeze.
It was awful. I felt so silly. I am an adult, and I couldn't say a single word for a pastry. I ended up just pointing at the bread and saying, in English, that one, please.
And you walked out feeling frustrated.
I felt like a failure. I thought, I studied so hard, why couldn't I speak?
I want you to know, and I want everyone listening to know, that is completely normal. I am an English teacher, I'm an expert, and I have had that exact same experience.
Wait, really? But you speak so perfectly smoothly.
Now I do. But when I first moved to London, I was terrified. I remember I had a job interview.
Interviews are stressful enough in your own native language.
Exactly. I was so nervous I was answering a question, and I needed to use the word specifically.
Specifically. That is a tricky word. Lots of S and P sounds.
It is an obstacle course for the mouth. And my mouth was not ready. I started to say it, and I got stuck. I went, specifitif.
Like a broken record skipping on a track.
Exactly. I couldn't get past the F. I tried again, and I stuttered again. My face turned bright red. I could feel the heat. I just stopped talking entirely.
That silence in a room is just the worst.
It is. In that moment, I thought, I am not good at this. I will never be fluent. But later, I realized something important. I wasn't bad at English. My brain knew the word. The problem was simply muscle memory.
Muscle memory, we hear that term a lot in sport.
Right. Think about your guitar again. When you practice a chord enough times, your fingers eventually just go there automatically, right?
Hopefully. That is definitely the goal.
That is muscle memory.
Yeah.
It is when the body remembers the movement so you don't have to think about it. My mouth had never practiced the gymnastics of the word specifically. I had zero muscle memory for it.
So you didn't need a textbook. You needed a gym.
I needed a mouth gym. And that is what we are going to open right now.
Let's do it. We have 4 pieces of equipment in this gym today. 4 specific tips to help you build that muscle memory.
Let's start with tip number 1. This is great for control. We call it the speed slider.
I really love this one. It is simple, but it takes patience.
Imagine you are watching a video on YouTube. You know how you can change the speed. You can make it 0.5 speed slow motion.
Yeah, where everyone sounds like a giant, hello, how are you?
Exactly. You need to do that with your own voice. Pick a simple sentence. Let's use, I want to go to the park.
Okay. I want to go to the park.
Now, most people try to say that fast immediately. They stumble, they practice the mistake. I want you to use the speed slider and go down to slow motion. Say it very, very slowly.
I want to go to the park.
Yes. Feel your tongue. Feel your lips. Feel exactly where they touch your teeth. You are drawing a map for your brain. You are showing your muscles exactly where to go.
So I start slow. When do I actually speed up?
Once you can do it perfectly slow, move the slider up a little. Go a little faster, then a little faster. Finally, go to normal speed. It is like building a foundation. If you start slow, you will be smooth when you are fast.
That makes total sense. Don't run before you can walk.
Precisely.
Okay, moving to tip number 2. This one is really fun. It is called shadowboxing or just shattering. And don't worry, we aren't hitting anyone.
No violence here. Now be careful with this one. A lot of teachers talk about shadowing, but they teach it wrong.
How do people usually do it wrong?
They do a listen and repeat exercise. They play the audio, they pause it, and then they say the sentence. That is good for memory, but that is not shadowing.
So what is real shadowing?
Real shadowing is speaking at the exact same time as the native speaker.
At the same time. That sounds hard.
It is a challenge. You do not wait for them to finish. You follow them like a shadow. If they go up, you go up. If they go fast, you go fast.
It sounds a bit like dancing.
That is the perfect analogy. Think of the tango. You don't wait for your partner to step, then think about it, then step. You move together instantly.
Why is this better than just repeating after a pause?
Because it turns off your thinking brain. When you have to speak instantly, you don't have time to translate in your head. You don't have time to worry about grammar rules. You just react.
It connects the ear directly to the mouth.
Exactly. It bypasses the rusty parts of the brain. It goes straight to the muscles.
So you can do this with a podcast or any audio.
You can do it with this very deep dive. Just try to mumble along with us for 30 seconds. It is a fantastic workout.
Okay, moving on to tip number 3. This one might make you feel a little silly, but it works. It is the mirror. Mirror.
Yes. You need to stand in front of a mirror and watch yourself speak.
I know some people hate looking at themselves. Why is this so necessary?
Because you cannot see your own tongue. In sports, a coach watches you and tells you if your form is wrong. In English, you have to be your own coach.
What should we be looking for?
Look for the specific shapes of sounds. For example, the TH sound. Think that. To make this sound, your tongue absolutely must come out between your teeth.
Right. If the tongue stays inside, it sounds like sink or think.
Exactly. But many learners are shy. They keep their mouth closed. If you look in the mirror, you can see the truth. You can see, oh, my tongue is hiding. I need to stick it out.
So the mirror gives you the visual feedback your brain is missing.
It connects the feeling of the sound with the picture of the sound.
Yeah.
It helps build that muscle memory much faster.
That is great advice. Now, we have one last tip. Tip number 4. And honestly, I think this is the real secret to sounding like a native speaker. We call it word glue.
Yes, or linking. This is the absolute key to flow.
Explain the difference. How do learners usually sound?
Learners often sound like robots. They separate every single word. I'd like it, very much.
It is choppy. There are gaps between the bricks.
Exactly. But native speakers, we are lazy. We don't like gaps. We use glue to stick the words together. We don't stop breathing between words.
Can you give us a specific example?
Sure. Take the phrase, pick it up. 3 words.
Pick it up.
But a native speaker pushes them together. The K in pick moves over to the it, and the T in it moves to the up. It becomes one long sound. Pick it up.
Pick it up. It sounds like one brand new word.
Exactly. Or get out. We don't say get out separated. We say get out.
Get out. It flows right together.
This is the real secret to speed. You aren't actually speaking faster. You are just removing the pauses. You are taking out the friction.
You are oiling the chain.
Exactly. If you glue the words together, you sound fluent instantly.
So we have the speed slider, shattering, the mirror, and word glue. These are 4 amazing tools for the mouth gym.
They really do work. But before we finish up, let's do a quick word tour. We use some special vocabulary today, and I want to make sure everyone understands it perfectly.
Great idea. Let's review. The first word is fluency. We talked about this at the start. How do you define it now?
Fluency is not speed. Fluency is the ability to speak easily and smoothly, without stopping too much. It is about flow. For example, she speaks English with great fluency. It means she doesn't struggle, she glides.
Love that. The next term is muscle memory.
This is when your body remembers a movement automatically through repetition. You don't have to think about it. Example, typing on a keyboard is all about muscle memory. Your fingers just know what to do. We want your mouth to have muscle memory for English.
Next word is stuck.
To be stuck is when you cannot move or progress, like my bicycle chain example. Or, I wanted to speak, but the word got stuck in my throat. It is that feeling of being blocked.
And the last one is linking.
Linking is joining 2 things together, specifically the sounds of words in English. Example, linking words makes you sound more natural.
Perfect. I think we are all on the exact same page now.
I certainly hope so.
Okay, we cannot let our listeners go without a challenge. We want them to actually use the gym today. What is our tiny goal?
We're going to keep it very simple. I want you to pick one common sentence. Let's use, how is your day going?
How is your day going?
Got it. Your goal is to say it 10 times, but you have to use the speed slider and word glue.
Okay, walk us through exactly how to do it.
Start very slow. Ooh, here's your day going. Feel the glue connecting the words. How is becomes how is.
How whiz. Okay, I hear that.
Then slowly speed it up. By the 10th time, I want you to say it at normal speed, all glued together.
How will I go to one?
Perfect. How a day going? Just 10 times. You can do it in the car, in the shower, or while washing dishes.
It really only takes 30 seconds.
That is it. Small steps. If you oil the chain a little bit every day, soon you'll be writing fast.
Well, that is all for today's deep dive. You guys are doing a great job. But remember, your mouth is a muscle. Treat it like one.
Absolutely. And we want to hear from you. We are very curious. Leave a comment and tell us, what is the most difficult English word for your mouth to say?
Oh, that is a really good question.
Is it squirrel? Is it kernel? Is it rural? What word makes your tongue tie in knots? Let us know.
Rural is impossible for me, and I am a native speaker.
It is definitely a hard one.
All right, everyone, keep practicing, keep shadowing, and don't be afraid to make funny faces in the mirror. We will see you in the next deep dive. Stay positive, and bye-bye.
Goodbye.